Hi, this is Spiral Theus, and this is a video about communication. How you doing? This is my friend Neil Bayard. He's going to be joining us here today so that we can talk to you about communicating in the virtual world. There are many ways to communicate with others in Second Life. You can send messages by typing them on your keyboard in much the same way that you send instant messages using your cell phone. Or you can speak with your voice. In this video, we're going to talk about typing messages. In a subsequent video, you'll learn about using your voice. So when you're thinking about sending a message to someone in Second Life, the part of your screen you want to pay attention to is this lower left-hand corner down here. In this big white empty space, if you click your cursor in there, you can type something with your keyboard. So I'm going to type, "Hi, Neil." And when I hit return on my keyboard, it appears down here in the local chat area. And it says, Spiral Theus says, "Hi, Neil." Now Neil might want to type a message back to me. And so he would say, "Hi, Spiral." And sure enough, there's our conversation. What I said to him, what he said to me. Now you may notice that when Neil types, his avatar looks like he's typing. That's because he's got a typing animation in his avatar that comes standard issue when you enter Second Life. I've turned that typing animation off in Spiral, but you can leave it on. It's kind of nice actually, because then everybody knows when you're about to send a message, because your avatar will appear to be typing. Now the other thing you probably noticed is that the conversation we've been having appears here for a little while and then it disappears. So if you start seeing chat appearing in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, don't let it bother you. If you're doing something else, you can safely ignore it. It'll go away after a few seconds. But if you do want to read what happened in local chat, you can always summon it back up again. And you can do that by clicking on this up arrow just to the right of the blank space. When I click on the up arrow, up comes the nearby chat palette. This is a scrollable palette. It'll record everything that's been said in local chat, and you can always go back and read it again. And when you're done with that, you can just minimize it to have it disappear so it's not blocking up your screen. So this is called local chat for a very good reason. It means that anything you say when you type into this bar down at the bottom can be read by anyone in the local vicinity. So if there was another avatar standing here, that avatar could certainly read whatever Neil and I were typing back and forth to each other if we were using local chat. But what if I wanted to send a private message to someone? Well, you can certainly do that. So the way I do that would be to right-click on the avatar that I want to send a message to. So I'm going to right-click on Neil's avatar. Oh, and look, up comes a number of options, actually. I can view his profile. That's kind of handy. I can find out more about him. Or I can send him an instant message, or an IM. So I'm going to click now on IM, and up comes a new conversation window. This is a private conversation window, also a movable palette. And I would just type into this white bar here anything that I wanted to say to Neil. So I'd say, "Hi, Neil, this is private." And when I hit return, he would see that. And if he wanted to send me something back, he could type on his computer, and it would appear here. He says, "I know." And the whole conversation that we're having here can only be seen by Neil and Spiral. Now when I close this window, it persists down here on the bottom taskbar. So let's say later, 5 minutes later, I wanted to say something else to Neil privately. I could pull that chat box back up again by clicking on the little icon for Neil. And there it is, the same conversation we already started, and I could continue it by saying something else here. Again, it would still be a private conversation. So you could imagine that you could be hosting a number of private conversations, and they could all line up right here in your bottom taskbar, each one being private just between you and the other avatar. So that's the way you type messages in Second Life. Check out the next video on using voice to find out how to speak.